Welcome back to a Wednesday evening here on the Sports Outlet Show. I'm your host, Joe Wagner, alongside Brent Allegra and Braden Wilkins. Gentlemen, football season's over.
It's okay. We got NBA.
No.
My favorite.
No, I won't accept it. Tell me 5 NBA players right now.
Bronny James.
Okay.
That's probably the most important. LeBron James, his dad. Luka Doncic. Those are all on the same team, by the way, so that's pretty good there.
There
right?
you go. You're a Lakers fan.
Anthony Davis just got traded to the Wizards. Come on.
He was just on that team.
And Trae Young just got traded to the Wizards.
There we go. Beautifully done.
Braden, I need one more player from you.
Now, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. It's my goat.
That is a pretty good one.
His brother's okay too.
What you got there, little McDonald's Coke?
Oh, it's just water. It's just water.
Oh. I thought Braden was telling me we got a sponsorship with McDonald's and, you know, they were feeding him Coca-Cola. Anyway, speaking of sponsorships, we still need one here on the Sports Outlet Show. You could go down there, up here, around there. Brent would wear your hat. It could all be fun things, you know. Anyways, we're diving into it. Welcome back to the Sports Outlet Show. First of all, we're going through Hall of Fame inductees, breaking down their careers and talking about that. I know we talked about Bill Belichick a lot last week, but we're going to talk about the people that are actually in the Hall of Fame, and we'll see if we can get through it without saying Belichick's name. I already said it twice, but Belichick 3 times. You know, we'll say it a third time. We want to break down everything in the NFL honors. Did somebody get snubbed? Did the committee get it right and the voters right? We'll walk through every single award that was shown there on Tuesday night, including the fan favorite of Comeback Player of the Year. You know, we'll talk about that one here in a minute. We'll break down all of Super Bowl 60 for you. Blind Top 10's back. Favorite Winter Olympic sports, and so much to talk about that's currently going on in Italy. So, guys, without further ado, Braden, all right, let's pretend you don't see the script, right? Some say that he's the best in the game. Who is it?
It's got to be Mr. Drew Brees.
Brent, tell me about the Saints Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for the world of first ballots that weren't included, including Mr. Bill and Mr. Robert Kraft, we at least have a couple first ballots this year. Drew Brees and the next guy that Braden's going to be talking about, but I won't steal his thunder with that one. Drew Brees, obviously a huge part of the New Orleans Saints, 80,358 passing yards and 571 touchdowns. You see it on your screen there. We know how good Drew Brees is, but often forgotten his time with the Chargers there for a little bit. It took him a little while to heat up. Obviously left his team. I guess the Chargers didn't think he was good enough for them. They're probably proven wrong there, even though they did get Phillip Rivers. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Some
Still
debate
got the lesser end of the Eli Manning deal, but sure.
Yeah, some debate that he might be a Hall of Famer one day. I don't know about all that. But Drew Brees, back to him. Obviously the Super Bowl XLIV champion. I don't know that number off the top of my head. I'm looking at Roman numerals, and I wish I was
44.
better. 44. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
And he was also the Super Bowl MVP in that Super Bowl. First team All-Pro in 2006. Surprisingly, that's his only All-Pro, which honestly is kind of shocking considering, all the stats he's putting up over the years. But he is a 13-time Pro Bowler when the Pro Bowl was actually relevant because we can't use that as a stat as of this year.
Maybe even the year before. Brent, I was surprised looking at the Drew Brees thing too. Obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Drew Brees just was vital to the game of football, especially in New Orleans, just bringing pure football to the NFC South year after year. It's the guy you didn't want to see on the other side because he just really didn't throw that many interceptions as well, and Drew was always careful with the ball. But I agree, seeing only one All-Pro in there, but you got to remember, same time frame as Tom Brady and a bunch of these other guys as well. And Phillip Rivers, I'm glad you mentioned him. he did the smart thing resetting his 5-year clock because holy crap, this class he was nowhere near being a first ballot because he would have been eligible this season. So good job, Phil. Good job, Phil.
We love Grandpa Phil on this pod.
We can put him in the corner down there. He'll just pop in. We don't have an editor, so I don't know how to do that. Braden, the other guy you're going to be talking about here, still home in the NFC, stayed with one team his entire career. Tell me about Larry Football.
Yeah, the lifelong Arizona Cardinal, graduated from Pitt, started his NFL journey in 2004, and played until 2020. He had 1,432 receptions for 17,500 receiving yards and 121 touchdowns. He is second all-time in NFL receiving yardage. He's ahead of guys like Isaac Bruce, Randy Moss, and T.O. He's only behind Jerry Rice, the greatest receiver of all time. He was first-team All-Pro back in 2008, and he was a 2010s All-Decade team member at wide receiver and an 11-time Pro Bowler. It's a shame that he never got a ring, but definitely deserved first ballot status. He was just an absolute beast and almost never dropped the ball. So that's what you want in your Hall of Fame receiver, and just love to see it for him.
This is another guy you never wanted to see on the other side of the offensive ball. It was always terrible. Mm-hmm. Larry Football, first ballot, very, very deserving. Getting into second-year ballot, this one, honestly, I can't say I'm shocked by it. I didn't think it would be a second ballot just because of the lack of full years that Luke Kuechly was in the NFL, but the Boston College graduate Luke Kuechly, 5-time first-team All-Pro, and you got to remember the 2012 and 2013 seasons. 2012, he goes around, wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. 2013 has an astounding Defensive Player of the Year. And guys, if you go back year after year after year in those 5 All-Pros, right? 2013, 14, 15, 17, and 18. Any single one of those times, he could have been the AP Defensive Player of the Year. It's almost like he got that LeBron effect a little bit there. There's your NBA knowledge, Brent. Appreciate you helping me out today with that one. But all 8 seasons, Luke Kuechly was a Panther. All 8 seasons had 100-plus tackles. He had 18 picks, 12.5 sacks, 9 fumble recoveries, 7 of those forced, and then 2 touchdowns. That I'm 99% positive he scored in the same game on Thanksgiving against the Dallas Cowboys in that 2015 year. So Luke, absolutely, maybe not on the stat side of things, but if you think Luke Kuechly didn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, it's because you didn't watch football, because that guy knew how to audible Peyton Manning, Tom Brady's audibles. This man was a beast. He was everywhere in the backfield. He was a maniac, and Braden was there when I watched this goodbye video in Carrabba's and cried. So, Luke, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Hopefully we can get to Canton and see you here soon. Very, very, very cool to be the second Panther enshrined with Julius Peppers as well. So, very, very cool. But, we can talk about wide receivers. We can talk about linebackers. We can talk about quarterbacks. Tell me about a kicker.
Yeah, is he first ballot as well? Is this a first ballot? I can't remember if he was on the ballot or not last year. But either way, I know he didn't retire that long ago, 2019. It looks like Joe's looking it up. Joe's looking it up.
He is not. It was his second year. He was
second
the same
ballot
class as Manning and Kuechly.
Okay, so second ballot nonetheless. Adam Vinatieri, definitely one of the best kickers of all time. We got to give some kicker love on this show because they are vital to the game. They're one of the most important positions by far. You saw that this year with the Ravens and the way they got eliminated from playoff contention this year. But obviously started his career with the Patriots 1996 to 2005, finished with the Indianapolis Colts 2006 to 2019. So he was with both of those teams for quite a while. All-time career record for field goal made was 599. Just needed one more to get to that 600 threshold. But a 4-time Super Bowl champion in 2002, 04, 05, and 07. 3 first-team All-Pros, 02, 04, 2014. He was on the Hall of Fame All-2000s team, and only a 3-time Pro Bowler, which honestly, only a 3-time Pro Bowler. That's kind of shocking. I'm trying to think of the other kickers, maybe Gostkowski in there. I'm sure Justin Tucker competed with him for a few years.
Sebastian Janikowski.
Janikowski,
Got
yep,
him too.
he's another one. But Seabass. Adam Vinatieri, definitely deserving of the Hall of Fame. One of the best kickers of all time, if not the best. Very, very, very good career.
You got to love to see some kicker love. You saw that Pat McAfee was absolutely pumped for this all week on Radio Row over there at Super Bowl in Santa Clara. So super, super cool to see the all-time points leader get up there with Vinatieri. And 599 made field goals, guys. And I'm only 599 away. I'm coming for it.
You're close.
If we count 7th grade Ayler middle school football and high school football, I'm probably up there in the good 30 to 40s. So
Nice.
if we're counting that,
Away?
I'm your guy.
Away or 30 to 40 total?
Total.
Okay. I was gonna say it's not that far off.
It's not that far. If we're talking about practice, I'm maybe about 200 off. But Braden, we got a running back in here as well. All offense, and Kuechly being the lone defensive guy to get in. No head coaches this cycle. Tell me about Roger Craig, who is being compared a lot to the current day Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and he is most known for his time on the 49ers, as well as Christian McCaffrey maybe by the end of his career.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
He was on the Niners from 83 to 90, and he also played for the Raiders and the Vikings to round off his career. He finished his career with 8,189 rushing yards, 56 rushing touchdowns, and 17 receiving touchdowns. He was the first ever player with 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season back in 1985, and that was one of his 2 seasons with over 2,000 scrimmage yards, which is not a big that's a big milestone and a pretty elite list to be on. He was a 3-time Super Bowl champion in that Niners dynasty in 85, 89, and 90. He was first-team All-Pro in 1988, and he was a 4-time Pro Bowler. He sort of paved the way for rushing and receiving backs, so it's cool to see him get in. Definitely well-deserved.
Yeah, this is obviously one of the older picks that they bring in year after year, so it's not just these first and second ballot Hall of Famers, but Roger Craig, remembering when McCaffrey was the second person to do the 1,000 right. So absolutely incredible that he is getting his flowers, as CMC is likely a Hall of Famer if he can add a couple Super Bowls under his belt like Roger Craig did. So great analysis there, Braden. And now we have to turn to the current day, right?
Wait. I just need to add something. As a Giants fan, we need to embrace debate a little bit. Does Eli deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Because I've gotten pretty hurt the last couple of years. Apparently this year he wasn't even close. Wasn't even in the top 15. So I just want your guys' opinion on that. And I might, depending on the opinion, I might have an answer to that.
I'll come back at your opinion with a question. How much do you value Super Bowls when talking about a Hall of Fame? A lot?
Especially when you beat the greatest team of all time.
Okay. So here's my opinion on it. If you take the 2 Super Bowls away from Eli Manning, my answer is no. Obviously, a lot of struggles with interceptions is what he's known for. That's his little caveat, right? That Eli Manning threw a bunch of interceptions in his career. That one year he had 27 in 2013, right? But when you're looking at the full spread of work, first of all, he was a Giant for life. I always respect when somebody doesn't jump ship. Brent, you took the words right out of my mouth that he literally beat the greatest NFL team ever, right? Yep. I mean, the 2015 Carolina Panthers were the most dominant force we've seen in a long time, and they were nowhere near that football team. They stopped a fully undefeated force, so nobody's ever been undefeated in the modern era of the Super Bowl, right? I think with those key facts alone, my answer is yes. But the problem is there's no way he was getting in over Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. You could have made the case for Luke Kuechly, but it's just because of the stint of how little he was. and then Adam Vinatieri is the GOAT of kicking? My answer is yes, but I think you could be waiting a little bit for. I don't like saying down year, but for one that this is one of the most stacked draft Hall of Fame classes we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Joe. I think you definitely have a case. The Super Bowls are huge against the greatest quarterback to ever do it. But I'm with you as well, Joe, on it might be a long wait because I think it's just going to get harder with guys like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers retiring here shortly, and also taking some slots for quarterbacks. Ben Roethlisberger next year has a shot. But I do think those Super Bowls definitely propel his career to where he definitely has a case for it. And I wouldn't be mad if he got in.
Yeah, my like all-time, like my top answer to this is I feel like you cannot tell the story of the NFL without Eli Manning, just because he's beaten the GOAT twice. No other quarterback has done that in the Super Bowl. 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Obviously, you have the 500 record, but he took teams that were not good. Like those Giants teams, 07, 11, those were wild card teams. They weren't good teams. He took those teams to the promised land and had 2 of the best playoff runs in NFL history.
Yep.
So I think he deserves to be in, but obviously I'm biased as a Giants fan. I hope it's sooner rather than later because I feel like if we get past Tom Brady and all those years, I feel like it could just keep getting pushed down the line. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you speak about Brady. He's going to obviously be here in the next couple of years eligible. And it's obviously going to get harder, too, because you're thinking theoretically 2 spots next year are taken up by Belichick and Robert Kraft, right? It'd be stupid if it isn't, but, I know nothing, apparently, if the Hall of Fame is not with
Exactly.
Bill Belichick. So
none of us do. None of us know anything.
I mean, you have so many great players, right, that are going to be hitting that curb soon as well. So it's kind of finding your pocket because there are down years when it comes to that. But this draft class, I don't envy the position these people were in.
Yep.
Who would you have taken out of those top 4 for Bill Belichick?
Well,
because Roger Craig was not up for the discussion in it.
I was gonna say if you include Roger Craig, definitely him. But I mean, honestly, if you want my true opinion, all of them. I think Bill Belichick clears all of them.
I
can't argue with it.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe Drew I would keep over him, but other than that, yeah, he should be. Well, he was Adam Vinatieri was a kicker on those Bill Belichick teams that won the Super Bowls.
His kicker got him before him.
Right?
Oh, my goodness. I like the debate, Brent, but, yeah, I think it could be a little bit for Giants fans. They might start to feel frustrated. That's for sure.
Yep, I'm already prepared for it.
Hey, man. Jackson Dart will get there soon. Don't worry.
Oh, man, I hope.
25 years. 25 years he'll be there. After a long, healthy career. You know who's felt like he's been in the league for 25 years? Guys, did you know that Matt Stafford just won his first MVP? I know he was on the Lions forever, but he was still a great quarterback, and I can't believe he gets his flowers. He gets his first excellent season. He was first in the NFL in passing yards, you see up there, first in touchdowns. I don't want to hear Drake May, anything talking about the MVP conversation, right? I had Matt Stafford the whole year going into it. Drake May, obviously, the race was very close. It's one of the closest MVP races we've seen. I know you can't talk about what happened on Super Bowl Sunday because it happened before that. But when Matthew Stafford went to the Super Bowl, he actually showed up and played out. But that's not even all. Matt Stafford, first of all, his defense was horrific. So the fact that the Rams made it as far as they did is because 4,700 yards and 46 passing touchdowns, right? The second thing is he goes up and accepts his first ever MVP award with his 4 daughters and announces, I'm coming back. We got one more year at least of Matt Stafford, and Sean McVay was jumping up and screaming like he was drunk at the blackjack table hitting the progressive bet that his guy was coming back to be QB1. So Matt Stafford, congrats, well earned. Drake May had a great year, obviously, but I didn't think it was a discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm biased too, just because Stafford's been in the league for so long, and we love him.
Yep.
All of us love him on this pod. So Drake May, everybody says, like he'll have more opportunities. That's not necessarily true. We've seen it happen before where these he's not a rookie, but second-year quarterback, young quarterback, they flame out. Look at CJ Stroud as an example. So I can't say he's going to be back, but if I had to bet on it, I'd probably say that he might contend for another one. So I'm all for Matthew Stafford winning it this year. I also just think he had the better year in general. So especially with that Patriots Mickey Mouse schedule we've talked about many times on this pod.
And it got exposed on Sunday. What? I hear the flu's going around. Sorry, guys. Brent, tell me about the OPOY over there in the NFC West as well, stacking up a couple awards there on Tuesday.
Yeah, the Offensive Player of the Year, very deserving this year. Jackson Smith in Jigba, 119 catches, which was fourth in the league, 1,793 yards, with pushing 1,800 there, just crazy, crazy stuff, and 10 touchdowns. This dude was a beast. I had him on 2 of my fantasy teams. I think I drafted him in like the third or fourth round in both. So excellent value for one of the top receivers in the league. And he's going to be drafted that way next year. He's going to be a first-round pick, 100%. Just an incredible year. And surprisingly, not really much of a factor in the Super Bowl run. I know he had the concussion check on Sunday, but I have a feeling he would have factored in a little bit more if he wasn't taken off the field for so long on Sunday.
I think this is probably a hot take, but I think JSN is going to be pick 1.1 on your draft board.
Really? I could see it. I think he'll definitely be top 5 for sure.
It's a ridiculous season. And again, I don't know if I can keep saying the statement Sam Darnold was his quarterback. Am I allowed to still say that, or are we past this? I'm not sure. But Sam Darnold was throwing him the ball all year, and yes, Sam had a great year, right? Props to him and the New York Jets for winning a Super Bowl. Great job. They'll claim it. I know they have been all week with the Seahawks winning it, but Jason's an absolute force, and he runs routes like nobody's business. He runs routes like Devontae Adams, and he's like 30 pounds skinnier. So dude's a weapon.
Crazy year. I hope I see it again next year.
Braden, do you want to talk about an absolute weapon on the defensive side?
I'd love to. And we've known it his entire career. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Absolutely 100% deserved. 60 tackles, 43 of them by himself, and breaks the NFL sack record with 23. He also forced 3 fumbles over the year, but we're really talking about that sack record. He's been chasing it for his entire career, finally gets it. He was on a podcast recently actually saying that quarterbacks are getting looked at a little bit too much for the MVP. And I kind of agree with them. What do you got to do as a defensive player to win? Hasn't happened in a long time. It's been a long time since a non-quarterback won it at all. I believe the last one was Adrian Peterson. So it's been forever. And so I think Myles Garrett does have an argument there, but still an absolutely insane, stellar season, breaking the sack record. Who knows? He might do it again next year. Who knows if it's going to be with the Browns, though. So we'll see what happens in the next steps of his career.
I think I understand Myles Garrett's argument of what does someone have to do, literally breaking an NFL record to win the MVP. But when it comes to like the offensive side of the ball, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, it's like nobody makes a bigger impact than a quarterback obviously does. Mm-hmm. But we go back, we got to fact check the year. I think it was 2017, right? When CMC had like 25 touchdowns, 2,500 all-purpose yards and didn't win it. Absolute joke. It's like, what does a running back have to do to win it? And we have the same conversation about the Heisman year after year after year, that these awards are quarterback awards. But, I mean, I don't know what else you can do, Myles. You broke an NFL record that's been standing forever. So,
and yeah, it's also worth noting the record of the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, there's not much you can do that as an edge rusher other than break an NFL record. So that's not record isn't his fault, obviously, but unfortunately, MVP usually goes to playoff caliber teams.
They have a Pro Bowler at quarterback. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad.
Teteroa McMillan was the offensive rookie of the year. 70 catches, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. He had an interesting week leading up to this. I'm not going to talk about that statement. I'll let the public do their thing on social media. But nonetheless, Tet McMillan, Carolina Panther, getting the offensive rookie of the year. It was a tight race. If Tyler Shuck or Jackson Dart play the entire season, I don't think this happens. But Tet was consistent all year, eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark. And guys, I remember we talked about Tet getting drafted, and I said I would be absolutely ecstatic if he had an 1,000-yard season. And boys, I'm absolutely ecstatic from the fact of how Bryce Young played this season with really not that many opportunities for Tet to get to 1,000 yards. But he still did. Pumped up for the kid. Great work. Carolina, I'm ready for year 2 with this kid. Let's not draft another wide receiver, though. We're good. Let's get help somewhere else. But Tet, proud of you. Love it. Hope he is not Kelvin Benjamin. That's simple. But
yeah,
Brent.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good this year. I definitely deserved it over Tyler Shugg. I hated that narrative, honestly. He had a few good games to end the year, but over a full season sample size, I wasn't that impressed with Shugg, I'll be honest. Maybe that's my Jackson Dart bias talking, but I totally disagreed with that narrative. I'm glad Tet won it.
Well, Brent, I know the guy you're about to talk about, you've absolutely been hyping up all year on another Brown.
Yeah, the Browns. I feel like we've been talking about their defense a lot, especially with all the Jim Schwartz talk and all that. But they have some really, really good pieces in Myles Garrett. We've talked about Denzel Ward before on this pod. One that is a little overshadowed, and even in an impressive rookie year, I feel like I didn't hear about him all too much, honestly, was Carson Schwezinger. 156 tackles, 6'7" of those solo, 6'7", 67. 1.5 sacks, which the sack numbers aren't fantastic, but again, he's a linebacker, so you're not expecting a lot there. 2 interceptions and 3 pass deflections. Obviously, he was a second-round pick coming in this year. So impressive that a second-rounder was able to win this award. Obviously, coming over from UCLA, did some really, really good stuff there. So we'll see how this carries over into the rest of his career, especially with a shakeup at defensive coordinator for next season.
Yeah, the Browns are idiots for letting their DC go. They literally got DPOY and DROY. I don't know what else you want. So
I told you, just make him head coach. If you want him that bad, just make him head coach, and then this never would have happened. But They don't listen to me. So
Cleveland, what are we doing? It's that simple. We've been saying it all year. I know what the Patriots are doing, and it's winning Coach of the Year, Braden.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% deserved it. Mike Vrabel, what a year for the Patriots. Longtime Titans head coach was fired, took a year off, and then comes to coach the Patriots. Last year, the Patriots were 4-13, by the way, so he added on 10 wins from the record last year, which when you look at the schedule makes sense, but still, that's very, very impressive. The team really didn't change that much. So super impressive. 3-1 in their playoff run and a runner-up. They lost in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Obviously, we'll talk about that more later. But Mark Vrabel is just an awesome coach, and I'm very happy for him. Very, very well deserved.
And, it goes hand in hand, Braden. If you win Coach of the Year, you're probably going to win Assistant Coach of the Year. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, just very quickly, he was second in points for with 490, third in total yards with 6,500, just south of that. Fifth in passing touchdowns with 31, and fourth in rushing touchdowns with 22. Josh McDaniels probably looking at a couple years and another chance at being a head coach. Brent, not only tell me about this next award, but tell me what it should mean and should we get rid of it?
Yeah, I don't know. There's always like lots of debate of, is this a guy coming back from injury or is this a guy coming back from basically sucking? So it can be interpreted two different ways. I personally like when it's a guy coming back from injury. I like that Christian McCaffrey won it this year. Obviously a terrific season. 311 carries, 1,202 yards, 10 touchdowns. But even maybe more impressive was his receiving stats. I don't know where he ended up at the end of the year, but I know it was like week 14 and I was looking at it and he was like top 7 in receiving yards and the dude is a running back. So crazy, just insane season. It feels like it's hot and cold every year with Christian McCaffrey. He'll have a season like this. Next year he gets hurt. Season like this. Next year he gets hurt. So hopefully the trend ends and hopefully he can continue this on to next season. But as a receiver, 102 catches, 924 yards, and 7 additional touchdowns, making a total of 17. So if you had him in fantasy, you probably won your championship. But yeah, really good season.
I would think you were close. Braden, tell me about a first-time award here for Protector of the Year.
Yeah, Joe Thuney. Most known for his past couple years on the Chiefs, perennial starter there. Started his career with New England, and on his first year with the Bears, he wins the first ever Protector of the Year award. He's first team All-Pro, obviously, played all 17 games, 1,149 offensive snaps, and did not allow a single sack. And he only had 2 false start penalties throughout the year. He's been great for the Chiefs the past couple of years, and maybe even better with his first year of the Bears. I just want to say I'm so happy that this award has been introduced. It's about time. These big guys never really get an award to show how good they are, and they're such an important part of the team. So I'm very happy that this award exists and that it's going to a guy like Joe Thuney. What a year for him.
1150, essentially -1 offensive snaps and 0 sacks. Caleb Williams, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Talk about not having to pick your guy up out of the dirt. So well done, Joe Thuney. And then this award, one of my favorites that they do each and every year. Obviously, they now call it a winner from each and every club football team there for all 32. So the 32 winners, and then they crown the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Bobby Wagner, the linebacker for the Washington Commanders, very deserving. And I really wanted to take a second to talk about what he does and what he did in the community, right? So Bobby Wagner, no, we're not related, is a major advocate in the community for mental health and social justice reform and works with a lot of local nonprofits in the area. But it was really his participation in NFL initiatives like Inspire Change, along with establishing a partnership with the Children's National Hospital to launch what's called the Fenia May Fund. It's named in honor of his mother, actually, through his Fast 54, his jersey number initiative, in support of hospitals' pediatric stroke program, making the 4th such fund he has established for stroke prevention. So kudos, Bobby Wagner, and every single person that was a winner from their clubs. Great story, great to hear in the community, especially around Washington, D.C. Knowing that very close to home, definitely thanks you as well. So congrats, Bobby Wagner, on they get to wear the Walter Payton on their chest for the rest of the year. I think that's a really nice touch. But guys, I think it's time we kicked it to the main event. And I'm not talking about the Winter Olympics yet. I'm talking about Super Bowl 60. Now, you've heard us talk a little bit about it. We won't spend too much time breaking it down because, honestly, don't let the score fool you of 29-13, because if you watched the first 3 quarters and fell asleep, the result would have been the same and you would have been a lot more bored. First things first, talking about Super Bowl MVP, running back Kenneth Walker III, 27 carries, 135 yards, 2 receptions, 26 yards in the passing game. He led everybody in all-purpose for this one. Guys, why was Jason Myers not the MVP?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Set a Super Bowl record for 5 in one game. I guess they give it to the guy that got him in field goal range, but still, I think if it was ever going to be a kicker, it should have been this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Honestly, in the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl a few years ago, I thought it might be the punter. I think this Super Bowl might beat that one for me. I'm not gonna lie. I
If
wasn't
the fourth
totally
quarter didn't happen, it wouldn't have for me, but I'm in agreement.
I wasn't totally bored in this one. I was locked in for the whole game. But Kenneth Walker, if you watched the game, you saw how dominant he was as well. So I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the world that he got it. Not a lot of running backs in recent history have actually gotten Super Bowl MVP. As we talked about on the last pod, it's usually the quarterback or the best wide receiver. So Kenneth Walker, he's going to get a bag this offseason because he's a free agent.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a big priority for the Seahawks to bring him back, considering the Charbonnet injury as well. So all around, great season for Kenneth Walker and the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, just put up some highlight tape for free agency. Showcased his patience very well. Something about those Michigan State running backs, they like to be patient when running the ball.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned talking about running backs, Brent. He's the first one in the Super Bowl era to win one since Super Bowl 32 when Denver running back Terrell Davis put up 30 carries, 157 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So not a very similar stat line, but you did have to watch the game to understand it. But he's the first offensive player, I should say, to win Super Bowl MVP without a touchdown since Julian Edelman in 53 with those 10 catches and 141 yards, which was that Super Bowl that was a snooze fest. So put those hand in hand with one another. Congrats, Kenneth Walker. I saw him and Sam Darnold in the teacup at Disney World, really, really cool to see two grown men in the Disney World teacup.
That was a strange video. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that as well. They were just like blankly staring at each other. It seemed like, but yeah, I thought it was a cool moment. I'd want to do that with my bros as well. Maybe we'll have to plan that. Little teacup action.
Let's go. Let's fly to Orlando, get in the teacup, and then go home.
Good plan.
That's literally what it looked like on the video.
It really did. But then you talk about quarterback comparison, right? Sam Darnold, Drake May. It was the conversation of whichever person made more mistakes was going to lose, and it's exactly how it happened. Sam Darnold, 50% pass completions with 19 for 38, 202 yards, a touchdown, Super Bowl champion. We said it last week. Sam Darnold did exactly what he needed to do for the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. Don't turn the ball over, and you don't need to be a hero. It's that simple. So people can think about, his first play being a pick six ever in the NFL versus the maturity and confidence he played with on Sunday. Maybe a different Sam Darnold. You got to see another year to project that, right? Then you turn the ball over to Drake May, right, who literally turned it over twice with 2 interceptions. He went 27 for 43, 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. But like 270 of that was in the fourth quarter. So say what you want about the garbage time that included 30 points, and we can break that down as well with the Matt Collins touchdown, the Ramondre Stevenson touchdown there late. But Drake May fully showed that he was a sophomore quarterback. He never looked comfortable, and Will Campbell had the worst playoff game I've ever seen out of a left tackle. He got bruised, beaten up, and battled. I don't know if it's the knee problem that he's facing that he came back from, but he looked terrible. So bad.
Yeah, a lot of these young tackles usually face adversity at least at some point in the season. His entire playoff run, not just the Super Bowl, he was a liability every time on the field. Defenses were looking to exploit them. Obviously, you have a defense as good as the Seahawks. They're going to exploit that a lot. And speaking of the defense, I know we haven't quite gotten there yet, but where do you guys think this defense ranks in terms of like them or the Legion of Boom? Because this defense was special this year.
I think the Legion of Boom was a different freak of nature. Just from the matter of fact of the way that Cam Chancellor would hit people.
Yep.
just speaks difference to, and that's just the difference era of football too, right? Of how the NFL is nowadays. If Cam Chancellor went out and hit people like he did in the playoffs that year, he would have been suspended for a season, right? Because the NFL has gotten soft when it comes to hits and pops like that, and the way he would just bruise a quarterback coming off the. If he was coming off the edge and blitzed Will Campbell, Drake May would have died.
Yeah.
To say it bluntly. And then you have Richard Sherman, you have Bobby Wagner, you have the force up fronts with Mabane up there with the front seven, right? I mean, that team was different. Earl Thomas was back there.
Yep.
You think about Pro Bowlers and NFL Hall of Famers and the amount of talent that defense had, but don't take away from the fact of how well-rounded the Seahawks defense was. They play as a unit. The Seahawks Legion of Boom, they played to kill you. And they did it very well.
And to speak to that too, like I know obviously he didn't win Coach of the Year. Mike Vrabel did, but we have to talk about the coaching job Mike McDonald has done for this team. You spoke to it, Joe. You spoke to it perfectly. This defense plays as a unit. They don't necessarily have world beaters at every position. They do have some really, really good talent, but Mike McDonald's scheme and everything that he sets this defense up for is perfect. They've been perfect all year long. I used to think Texans, maybe Broncos were the best defense in the league, but watching this team in the playoffs, they were just doing it week in and week out against really, really tough opponents. And I don't think it's going away. I think Mike McDonald is one of the best coaches in the NFL. And I think they could be right here again next year. So we're going to have to see.
Yeah, the guy's a machine. Won the Super Bowl and then immediately said, "Give me another game." Dude's a computer. He's a maniac.
He's also, I agree, he's just a complete maniac. But to answer that, I don't think you can compare to the Legion of Boom just because, they can't hit like that. They really can't. And, talking about a complete unit, like you have so many people in there that would make a Pro Bowl on that defense, but you maybe have one or two All-Pros. That Legion of Boom, you could have put the entire defense on the All-Pro defensive squad. Nobody would have batted an eye.
Yep.
They were that freaking good. So we talk about the Patriots, right? And, franchise history, Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, talking about all that. And the fact they're tied for the most Super Bowls in NFL history, was 6. They now are tied in NFL history for most losses in the Super Bowl with 6. So batting a perfect 500 at 6-6 are the New England Patriots. Kind of an interesting factoid being at 12 of them for sure. So what does that do to the program if you're batting 500?
I think if you're a Patriots fan, you don't mind at all. You have 6 Super Bowls. Most of them have been in every Patriot fan's lifetime. You're spoiled. You were spoiled. You cannot be upset about going 500 here.
Yeah, because I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not sure you guys do either. But where would that put them in terms of Super Bowl appearances? Like
probably first.
Total.
Obviously first, but that's 12 right there. Like that's incredible. As a Giants fan, I would personally love that if I was in 12 Super Bowls, especially in this short amount of time. Like it's really been it's really been what, like 25 years that this has all occurred. So it's been spectacular to watch. Obviously they don't need Brady, which maybe is
easy.
Even more, which is maybe even more of a reason, Robert Kraft at least should have made the Hall of Fame. Obviously Belichick not there anymore, but they're a top tier franchise, one of the best across all 4 sports. And this is coming as a Giants fan. So I don't love saying that, but it's true.
Super Bowl 61, got to wait a year for it. It's going to be on Valentine's Day next year with guys. President's Day is the next day after on Monday. Brent, I know that helps you. I know that helps you.
That is awesome.
I just made his entire week, everybody.
I did not know that before, so I thank you for telling me that. I am going to go all out next year.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Guys, before we talk about some of the Winter Olympics and talking about, luge and bobsledding and the hockey. You know, the hockey is a pretty common sport, so excuse my French there, but it's time for the blind top 10. And, you know, I came up with this one today. I really just wanted one of these at lunchtime. And we were talking about, what would you rather have? A Reese's egg, a Reese's tree, or a Reese's heart? Like, which is the best of them, right? Now, they're not all going to be in this, but you're in the blind top 10 types of Reese's. Now, notice that it says types of Reese's. I'll let you go from there. Brent, I did my research. You're going first today.
Oh,
So talk about being prepared.
I think that this might include like Reese's Pieces and like some of those items as well. Not just the shapes, but I don't know for sure.
It'd be a shame if you're wrong. Brent,
Hopefully, I've tried all these.
I would assume you have. Maybe not. That's what Google's for, right?
Yep.
At number 1, Brent, to kick us off with types of Reese's, I already said it. Happy Valentine's Day. You have the Reese's Heart.
The Reese's Heart. I don't know if I've had this one. Let me
It's
do a
like
little...
the egg or the tree. It's just in a heart shape.
Okay, I'm doing a little Google search just to see how the shape of it is, because that's very important. Okay, so it looks very similar to the egg, in terms of shape. Maybe a little butt on the end there, a little booty action on the end of the heart. I'm just describing what I'm seeing here on the screen.
I'm done. leaves show.
And with that, do you eat the butt first, or do you eat the?
What are we doing? I'm done.
All right,
I'm not entertaining this crap.
All right, Reese's Heart. I can't say I've eaten a lot of these. I'll be honest. It's got to be a top tier shape though. I'm gonna go with 4.
Going with 4. And all of this has Reese's in it, so I'm just putting a heart. Unless you want me to put Reese's Heart. Is that what you would like?
Nope.
Nah, that's fine.
All right. At number 2, we have Reese's Puffs. Eat them up, beat them up, beat them up, beat them up.
I knew there was going to be other types.
Yes, we got the cereal. Commercial lives rent free in my head, as Joe just performed so beautifully. Dude, it's a nice sort of alternative for this list, because you think most of them are going to be candy, but now you have a different type. You have the Reese's Puff. That's a cereal, obviously, and I think it's good to have some diversity in here. So I think it's going to go number 3 for me.
Wow, that's horrible.
It's not my favorite cereal, I'll be honest, but it's not bad either. I mean, I'd even describe it as good. It's just that I feel like there might be a lot of other cereals that in my personal opinion, are better. Got to go with
It's number 1, and it's top 2, and it's not 2. It's top 2, and it's not 2. I used to eat this for breakfast every day.
Oh my gosh, Joe!
Dude, how do you think I got so jacked?
How many cavities did you have?
Like 13. Brent, back to you at number 3. I actually have not had one of these, but it's a Reese's Take 5.
I think I have had one of these, and they're actually really, really good. I forget. I need to get the exact flavors in here. All right, my computer's crapping out. I think there's like some pretzel in there as well. But I don't know if I can put it in the top 2, just because I think there's going to be a lot of other great things on this list. But I am going to put it at 5, because I think it is top tier candy.
Top tier candy.
It's got a little crunch factor to it. It's
I
good.
can't say I've had one before, but I think I know what it is. put the
Gotta
blind
give it a
top 10
try.
back up there for you. So if you're just tuning it in, we're doing types of Reese's. Number 4, Braden, and this will determine a lot. You have the original Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
It's
You
just
got
number
OG.
1. It's just number 1. You can't
What?
beat the OG. You can't beat the OG.
Braden's high.
I don't mind it. I mean, who's gonna turn down a Reese cup? Come on.
Exactly. They're so fire. Put them in the fridge. Get them a little chilled. That way it comes off the tin perfectly.
That's
I
such a
will admit-
long answer for number 1. Reese's original peanut butter cup.
Hey, this is an official government document. I will not have you bash my document. At number 5, I ate one of these today. It's the Reese's Oreos.
Okay, yeah.
This thing is smack.
I think I've had the peanut butter Oreos, but I don't know if I've ever had the Reese's Oreos. Is this an Oreo inside a Reese cup, or is it an Oreo filled with Reese
So it's
filling?
white chocolate on the top, milk chocolate on the bottom, with the peanut butter filling in the middle.
That sounds amazing.
It's freaking incredible.
Just based on your description, I might just have to put it at number 2.
If you put it in the fridge and then you eat it the next day, it will change your life.
Oh my goodness, you're making me hungry, man. I'm gonna put it at 2. I'm trusting your description here. I've never had one of these, but I'm going blind faith, going all in. I'm putting it at 2.
I'm not supposed to be doing this to the jury, but
You sold me, man.
at number 6, Braden, you have the Reese's chocolate dip pretzels.
Interesting. I don't think I've had these. Let me go to the image search here real quick.
How did we already take the 1 through 5? What are we still doing here?
That's what I'm saying.
It's Reese's, dude. I mean, none of these are gonna be bad.
Exactly. Let's see here. Okay. These do look good.
I've had them once on a road trip.
Like we said here, none of these are going to be bad. There's a couple ones that I'm thinking are going to be better, so I'm gonna put it at 9 here. I don't know what's going to go below it, but
They are good though. I'll say that. But like, I agree with your assessment, Braden. Like, there's been so many good options already. Like, you might as well just play it safe.
At number 7, this is a controversial one for people. You got the Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna come up. Personally, they're not my favorite. I
They
don't know.
suck.
I don't know about you guys, but like, this is not top tier for me.
They
And honestly,
suck.
like, I prefer an M&M over a Reese Piece.
They suck.
I agree with you, Joe. I'm gonna put it at 10.
I'm with you guys. I think that's a good spot for them. They just don't hit the same as any other Reese's product.
2 things. If I want something Reese's flavored, I'm going to get a Reese's cup.
Yep.
If I want something circular bite size, I'm getting a Skittle. All right, I don't want this crap.
And even like, I don't know if you guys have ever had peanut butter M&Ms, but those clear
Yes.
Reese Pieces,
Yes.
they're so much better.
At number 8, Braden, you get this around Easter time. It's the Reese's peanut butter. It's not the egg. It's the cream egg. So the one that's like the circular one, and then it's got like the little peanut butter in the middle.
Okay, let's see here. Usually if I'm getting the cream eggs, like I just go with the regular Cadbury cream egg. So let me see what these Reese's ones are all about.
This is one of my favorites.
Let's see. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, these are good. I'm going to put them at 7.
It's a big wording. Brent, to close us out here at 6 or 8, whatever you put into one will automatically give us the other. At number 9, you have the Reese's Big Cup with pretzels. So
I've
it's the
never
giant
had
Reese's, and it's filled with little pretzels.
I've never had that. It sounds good. It sounds like something I'd like. But I think I know what the other one's gonna be, and I think I'm gonna put it at 8 because I think the other one deserves to be higher.
What do you have to say to Kyle saying this is a terrible list?
Yeah,
I
this
agree.
is
I agree.
this isn't our best work. I'll be honest. I think we did much better last week, but it's hard to top that. I think last week was literally our best ever. So
Absolutely, it's perfect. Joe, we're missing like a couple seasonal ones here. Whatever you put here, there's some ones that we're missing.
I'm thinking it might be the OG egg. don't
If
know
I
for
misspelt this, you can't get mad at me.
Oh, maybe not.
Miniature Reese's.
Not a fan.
Mm,
Not a fan.
You got the little mini ones. Well, you put it at 6, okay? You better be a fan.
You set us up with like the Christmas tree, the pumpkin, and the egg, and none of them are on here.
I literally, did you not listen to context clues, Braden? I said not all of them are on there.
But none of them?
this list is
Dude.
horrible.
The heart is
Diabolical.
right there.
We're getting fancy with some cream eggs, and we're not running the dang ball with the classics.
Why don't you take that up with Pete Carroll, okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
We went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows with this list.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Blind top 20?
Of Reese's.
That would be its own podcast.
Maybe that's an idea for a podcast though. We just do like freaking 50 things and then we rank them all. Might be
I
a good
will
idea.
only allow that if I see 3 comments that says that it wants that. You'd have to do like 50 best movies of all time or something.
Definitely has to be a broad list for sure.
Yep. Guys, it's unfortunate, but you know, the great part about it is you can still go out and enjoy a Reese's Cup and nobody's going to care.
It's
You
true.
can go do whatever you want. You know, when I'm eating a Reese's Oreo cup, right, I think about the colder things in life. You know, it's chilly in the fridge and I pick it out and I eat it. You know, it's nice and cold. You know where else it's cold? It's cold at the Winter Olympics. I think. I don't know the weather in Italy. But anyways, I think it's cold over there. But let's talk about some of our favorite cold sports. And now we are not the experts. We may butcher some names. I just found out everything there is to know about curling this week. So by no means the expert, but you know, I'm going to talk to you like I am one. And first of all, we have a lot of people that said they would watch, including our puppies. I didn't know they were tuned in. I didn't know they could type.
Those are our biggest fans, dude. Bandit,
Yeah.
Penny, and Okie.
Dude, should we put the 3 of them up here instead of us and they'll run it?
Absolutely.
Sports Outlet Show Puppy Bowl edition. They fight to the death.
I like
Not
it.
actually. Not actually. They fight until someone gets the last peanut butter stick, and it's like one of those. You know what I'm talking about
Mhm.
for dogs.
Can't
for dogs.
say Reese's because you know they can't have it.
That's true. They like peanut butter.
It's true.
They are peanut butter bandits. I'm just kidding. Anyways, we're talking about the Winter Olympics, and you know we're not the experts, but we're gonna chat about everything you need to know about Team USA here over the next couple minutes. But first of all, we want to talk about our favorite Olympic sports, and mine, funny enough, came from when I watched a movie when I was younger with my mom. It's called Eddie the Eagle. You guys may have heard of it. I don't think I was that young. It was like middle school and whatnot. But obviously, there hasn't been many Winter Olympics in my time. Just 6 of them in my young age. Right. My favorite is ski jumping because it's bonkers to go 100 meters up in the air, fly, and if you don't land, you're gonna break every bone in your legs. Like it's that simple. So I think it's cool. I never really see it. And I just like to see people jump. It's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good one, Joe, for sure. But I'm gonna go with a little classic here. And I know it's a boring answer, but I'm gonna go with men's ice hockey. You know, we got a little taste of it this past year with the Four Nations tournament, which, by the way, was a fantastic idea. We can't wait every 4 years to get international hockey. And the U.S.-Canada games were spectacular. I'm ready for episode 2 of that, and I'm hoping we're destined for that here soon because the Canada team is looking stacked. So if this U.S. team can knock them off, I think it would be a major upset, and would be huge for international hockey.
I think about the 2010 year, right? I'm sitting there. I obviously sitting there like 8, 9 years old, right? And you don't think a lot about how much it means to be an American at that young age, right? You don't understand it as much as when you're older. But then you're sitting there and you watch us lose U.S. gold. But I'm sitting there being an idiot cheering because Sidney Crosby scored the overtime game winner, right?
Yep.
It's like that's all I've ever known is Sid the Kid. When Sidney Crosby goes out there and scores for Team Canada, I'm going, yeah. And everybody looks at me and I'm like, oh, that's right. This international over Penguins. It's like, I understand that. We're good. Mike Sullivan, is our coach. I don't know if that's a good thing anymore. Austin Matthews, our captain, but we'll get into all that here in a little bit. Braden, you've got something unique on there. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I got bobsledding. And we're going with a specific event here. I can get behind the 2-man and the monobob, but what I really like to see is the 4-man bobsleds. There's just something about just 4 people hopping in the sled and steering it and flying 100 miles an hour. Not actually, but they do fly. I just think it's so funny and so goofy, and it's impressive how much skill is involved. So in order to wait for that 4-man bobsledding, you got to wait from a week from today, starting on the 18th. It actually starts at 4 a.m. next Wednesday. So I probably won't catch the initial training heats. So that's fine. I can miss the training heats and we can watch the real stuff later on. But yeah,
Braden, if you were not over here in 1 week at 4 a.m. with a box of Reese's Cadbury cream eggs, are you really an American?
That's a great question. So I will be there.
Brent lives too far away, or I'd tell him to do it.
My favorite team of all time is the Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best.
I always think bobsledding's hilarious. You see those videos like in the 4-person where obviously the one guy's in and the 3 are pushing, and then they don't get in time and they all just start sliding behind them. It's hilarious. Let me give you my expert opinion on one of the greatest sports in America, and it's U.S. mixed doubles curling. But let's be serious for a little bit. I learned a lot about curling, and it's a lot like shuffleboard, just on ice, but obviously you have a lot of different things at play. And watching this is just showing how awesome being an American is, with the fact that in mixed doubles, we have never once medaled in this event. We've had a gold and we've had a bronze before in men's doubles, but never in mixed, right? So they won the silver medal on Tuesday, February 10th, and it was the first time ever that they did that. They won silver. They lost to Sweden 6-5, unfortunately. It's a really great team on the other end. They've been there before as well. But the fans came up and loved Team Corey. It was Corey Tisei, I think I'm butchering that, and Corey Dropkin. They lost 5-6 on the final rock to Sweden. Rocks is what it is called. That they're pushing out there, but won over American hearts everywhere. Corey Thies is literally a lab technician, and Corey Dropkin is literally a realtor. U.S. Olympians come from anywhere, and it was awesome to watch. Team Corey fell in love with American hearts, winning the silver medal. Didn't get gold, but they weren't even supposed to be there. So round of applause, U.S. curling. Keep watching it. The men's have started already, so very, very, very fun time in curling, and women's as well. The men's and women's, you got both of them. But there you go. Now, Brent, you need to tell me about what's going on with our U.S. women's hockey team this year, because holy crap, they are killing everybody.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, honestly. I think I was able to catch a little bit of the game on Saturday. I don't remember exactly which team they were playing, I'll be honest with you. But the U.S. women's hockey is completely dominated. They beat the Czech Republic 5-1 in their first match, beat Finland 5-0 in their second. In that match, Captain Hillary Knight tied the USA record for most Olympic goals with 14 total. So that was spectacular in itself. They beat Switzerland 5-0, and then they beat Canada 5-0, which obviously we know how good the Canadians are over there at hockey. But one trend I'm noticing in all 4 of these matches, 5 goals. 5 goals in every single one. So, if you're doing some sports betting, maybe you bet USA to get 5 goals in their next match.
Well, that next match, Brent, you're talking about it. Quarterfinals against Italy at 3:10 p.m. there on Friday, so just 2 days away from puck drop. They're in Italy versus Italy, so let's stomp them on their home ice. They probably didn't even know what hockey was.
Those Italians, come on, we're gonna crush them.
I'm just kidding. And 2 notes as well when talking about the U.S. women's national team. Brent mentioned Hillary Knight having the 14th total goal. She hasn't scored since then, but she's tied with Natalie Darwitz and Katie King, which both are in the Women's Hockey Hall of Fame. So great company there and should be a first ballot, talking about Hall of Fame. And Canada, Brent mentioned how great they are at hockey all around, not just the men's team, but the women's as well. It's the first time ever in Olympic history that the Canadian women's team put up a goose egg. USA, USA. Come on now. Braden, take me over to the men's side of things, which start for our U.S. men's tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. So this tournament is essentially a 2-man race, as it always is, between the United States and Canada. Currently, Canada is the favorite at plus 115, with the United States right behind them at plus 175. After that, there's a significant dip, and 3 through 5 are Sweden at plus 650, Finland at plus 1,000, and Switzerland at plus 2,500. So everybody expects the United States and Canada to be the top 2 favorites here, as is per usual for these Winter Olympics. So for Canada, they're in a group with Czechia, Switzerland, and France. So they got a little bit of a tougher draw in their group stage than we did. We are taking on, let me get it pulled up here. We are taking on Latvia tomorrow at 3:10 p.m. Eastern. And then we take on Denmark on Valentine's Day at 3:10 again. And then the day after, we take on Germany. The first 2 games are expected to be blowouts in the favor of the United States. Germany might give us a little bit more trouble, but we still are expected to win. The gold medal game will come on Sunday, February 22nd, so that'll be a week from Sunday, and hopefully we see that coveted matchup between the United States and Canada there for some stellar hockey, as it should be.
Yeah, I mean, absolute cinema. I just referenced the 2010 thing with Sidney Crosby scoring right. That's the last time that we had the Winter Olympics with NHL players. So first of all, shout out the NHL for taking a 3-week break in the push for the playoffs, really, as most teams are rounding out almost 60 games, turning into 82 as they head into April. But going to be so much fun. I mean, you put the teams side by side. When you have Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Cale Makar on the same team, you don't feel pretty good about things typically. But, we got the Tkachuk brothers. They do their best out there. Jack Eichel and Austin Matthews being our captain, Jake Gensel really popping up. But where we really get them is on the goalie side with Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman. They're going up, sorry, Brent, against Logan Thompson, Darcy Kepner, and Jordan Bennington. So if there's any way U.S. goes to win gold, it's if one of our 3 guys stands on their head.
Hey, don't sleep on LT now. But I will just say, one thing that Canada was maybe lacking last year, and they did win the 4 nations, so it didn't seem to matter. But the USA gave them a run for their money in pretty much all the matchups.
Yep.
One thing they did add was that they were lacking last year was a physical presence. The Tkachuk brothers were just beating up on everybody last year, and Canada goes out and adds Tom Wilson. He's going to be playing on that top line as projected right now with Connor McDavid, with Macklin Celebrini. So it's going to be a show. I'm hoping for some more gloves dropped. Some more fights. That's what U.S. hockey is all about. So, obviously, love Tom Wilson, love Logan Thompson, but USA all the way, baby.
That's called being an American, Brent. Great work. And if we see Tom Wilson fight a Tkachuk brother, we're going to see Canada's favorite color, red. That is for sure.
Fireworks, baby. Come on.
Somebody, I've said this a couple times today, but somebody might die. All out for your nation. But to round us out here on this Wednesday evening, talking about the Winter Olympic breakdown standings, obviously very early, was still a few weeks ago in the Winter Olympics, but coming in at third total for the total bronze medal, Italy, the host nation, has 4 golds, 2 silvers, and 7 bronzes. Right up behind them, who were in fourth yesterday, the United States of America, with 4 gold, 6 silver, and 2 bronze. And then in first, this might surprise most folks, but Norway with 7 golds, 2 silvers, and 4 bronze. So some work to do for the U.S., but there is a lot of game, curling, figure skating, bobsledding, alpine skiing, match game events. Did I miss a word in there? Left to go. Well, we will see you all next week back here on the Sports Outlet Show. Happy Valentine's Day to all you out there. And if you are single, you got the Winter Olympics to go out there and watch. And it pairs well with a glass of Buffalo Trace bourbon. So, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week back here, same time on the Sports Outlet Show. And we'll have some men's hockey breakdown as we'll be already talking about the quarterfinals, which is absolutely nuts how fast Olympic hockey goes. But thanks for tuning in here with us. Reese's Cups, go get yourself one. Don't look at Brent and Braden's list. Go look at the Gatorade one last week and see all our Super Bowl fruitions that came to be true. We'll see you next time here on the Sports Outlet Show. Go Hokies. Good night.